Hello students, hope you all are staying safe at home. As today is the first day of school from home, so all the best to you all. I hope you will enjoy and utilize your time properly to start your syllabus for the session 2020-21. So here we go. Before I start the topic, I like to ask a question. When you see buildings, walls, houses around you, is anything common in them? Yes, they all are non-living and made up of bricks. That means bricks are the smallest unit by which these structures are made. Similarly, the basic unit by which all the living organisms are made is cell. And that is the only topic which we are going to start today. That is the cell structure and function. Here is an activity in the beginning of this chapter. Here is an activity given which explains the presence of unicellular organism Euglena amoeba in pond water. For this, in a slide, if we take a drop of pond water and observe it under a microscope, an elongated organism which have a tail-like structure at one end is visible. This is Euglena. Now, the next is get it right, which says that when we start developing in the mother's womb, we are actually start as a single cell. And when we grow up, the number of the cells are 37.2 trillion cells. That means the approx number of cells in a human body is 37.2, which excludes the microorganism, that is bacteria or other microbes in our body. Next page now, 186, it explains that what is cell. So, cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. How we can say that cell is the structural, that how a cell is organized to form an organism. Just look at this figure which explain you that group of similar cells join to form a tissue, then similar tissues join to form an organ, and different organs join to form an organ system. Whereas these different organ system when joined together, it form an organism. Now, this blue box, what it explain you? That the scientist who was the one who discovered about the cell was Robert Hooke, and he discovered the cell in year 1965. He observed many large number of tiny pores inside a cork, and he observed them under his own made microscope, and he named that tiny pores as the cells. These cells resembles like a honeycomb. After this, many advancements were done, and in the compound microscope further studies were there, and many studies were carried out by various scientists which gave the cell theory, which explains that all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the most basic unit of life, and almost all cells also have the ability to reproduce additional cells of their own kind. Thank you. This much for today. I hope it must be clear to you. And for your more help, I have given you some in-between questions. It will make you the topic more clear, and you can just pause the video to note down in your notebook. We'll continue the topic in next video. Thank you.